Hi folks, and welcome to another episode of Ferrum Wrestling 411. I'm your host, Gary Holden, Assistant AD and Sports Information Director. With me, of course, is Head Wrestling Coach Nate Yetzer.
Hey, Gary.
Nate, good Christmas?
Yeah, great Christmas. How about you?
Good. Perfect, nice and quiet around there. The kids must have loved it.
Yeah, they did. They loved it. It was a fun Christmas. Busy, but we managed. So
First time as a family of 6 at the Yetzer household, huh?
7 with the dog, so we had the dog come back. So yeah, it was pretty crazy, but it's a lot of fun though.
That's
a lot
great.
of fun. Yep.
Great. Well, you must be looking forward to getting back into the swing of things.
Yep.
You guys have been back at practice for a couple days now, or almost a week now, right?
Yep. But we came back on the 29th, night of the 29th, and got back into it. Had a workout that night, and then we had 2 days for about 3 days in a row, and then took a day off, then had a couple more 2 days, and so just kind of gearing up, ready for the second half of the year. You know what I mean? I think the guys are chomping at the bit to get back in there and start competing. So.
Well, I know that as a coach, you probably were stressed out a little bit because of weight management. A lot of sports don't have to deal with that. Kids just, did they come back in good shape? Did they come back in good shape, and did they keep their weights under control?
So and so. Some guys did, some guys didn't. You know, it's just it was kind of a mixed bag. Usually, just the young guys who let their weight get out of control.
Mm-hmm.
The older guys, they lived it. You know, they understand like the importance of keeping their weight under control over a break and getting their workouts in. And you know, it was good. The guys needed a break. You know, and they needed to let their weight get a little high, but. You know, some guys came back way too heavy, and they're going to pay the price for it. You know,
Yeah, a lot of younger wrestlers sometimes will do that and everything. And as they get a little bit older, more mature, they kind of get that under control.
Right, exactly.
Let's talk about this weekend. You guys are going out to the Virginia Duels out in Hampton Coliseum. Beautiful facility. We are wrestling in the American division, and there's an American and National division. The American division has 8 colleges. The national division has the university division, the D1 that has a 12 team, so they have pool play and then a match and everything. Talk a little bit about we are the number 2 seed in the tournament. As I understand it, we're playing Anderson. We're wrestling Anderson first
same
round.
as last year.
Okay, good.
So I mean they're in fact I think I just saw yesterday. I got some unfortunate news that they're cutting the program after this year.
Anderson.
Yep. So. I think they're not really in a conference, and all the other sports are something like usually bowl, you know. But so we wrestled them. They beat us last year. They upset us first round last year. I think we were the 3rd seed or 4th seed. So it'd be nice to go pay. We got paid back later in the tournament for 5th and 6th. We beat them for 5th and 6th.
Okay.
So it'd be nice to we just got to make sure we're ready to go because they came out very good last year. I think they won 5 out of the first 6 weight classes. Kind of blew us out early, and that was our strength last year, was our lower weights.
Right.
But we were without a couple of our best guys, and this year I think we're in a better place, obviously, and so it should be a fun match.
3rd year program. You guys had the greatest fall so far, 7-1 overall.
Right.
And a national ranking. One of your wrestlers got a national ranking with Logan Meister. Going forward, how do you feel as though what you did in the fall, the competition that you faced and everything, how does that prepare you down the stretch here?
Well, I tell our guys, this is a new season. I think everybody's 0-0 right now. That's how I go in and look into this part of the year. This is the most important part of the year. That first part is just to kind of, everybody to kind of find out who they are and what they need to do to get better the second half of the year. I think the second half of the year I love a lot better because we compete about every weekend. So you really can make a lot of gains, week after week after week. There's not a lot of breaks in between.
Sure.
Besides, probably middle of February we get a nice long training phase. But now it's just we grind it out, and now it's about feeling good and going to every match. We're looking to get better. So
and you don't have a lot of midweek competitions. It's mainly weekends, so it's almost like the guys can get their body into a ritual of I know I got to make weight on Friday or Saturday, whatever it is. So.
And that's the point. That's why we do it. You know what I mean? So I think, but no, I'm really excited to see these guys get out there and start competing. We're in 2 events this weekend where we can. Potentially win both. So. All
right, so you're at the Virginia Duels. Let's continue talking a little bit about what that Kutztown out of, I guess is that Pennsylvania? Yep. They're the number 1 seed. Central Florida, obviously out of Florida, they're the number 8 seed. Liberty is the 4 seed, and they've got Camden County in the first round. And then the 3 and 6 seeds are Minnesota State and Moorhead. That's a haul for them to be coming in for.
Right. This. Yep. And they're really good. I mean. To be honest, I was a little surprised we got 2nd seed over them.
Right.
They got about 3 or 4 guys who are hammers.
Trying to take care of the Virginia schools.
Right. Their 2 best guys are actually 33 and 57, which will match up with our 2 best guys.
So
those will definitely be key matches. If we win those, I think we're in good shape.
Yep. So Moorhead, Minnesota Moorhead faces the Apprentice School, which is right out there in the Tidewater area. It's their backyard and everything. Matter of fact, they're the ones that have been kind of hosting it for years. All right, so the way it works, you've got the 4 quarterfinal matches on Friday, and then they go into the first round of consolations Friday afternoon, and then Saturday we come back and they have the consolations again and the semifinals, and then the championship is that night. Consolation championship that night. So and they place through to 6 places.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. And you
Actually,
feel pretty good.
Yeah, I think they do 8 this year.
Oh, do they? Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think they do 8.
Yeah, looks like you're right. Looks like they do have an 8.
Yeah. So everybody's guaranteed 3 matches. But yeah, last year we came in. We did not wrestle well. I mean, for this event and then the next couple of events after. Let's be honest with you, we didn't wrestle very well at all. So I think I think we're in a better place now. We got more maturity. Guys are still I think last year going into the Virginia Duels, guys were tired. I think they were kind of worn out. They're still young. This year, I think our guys are more excited. And we kind of changed our training up a little bit, gave them a little more time off for Christmas to kind of, I guess, recover. Because that first semester was a grind. It was tough, and I think
a lot of unbelievable tournaments too.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Talk about it as a coach. Do you talk a little bit about last year's, or do you not belabor that point about last year's performance?
I try not to talk too much, and I'm guilty of it too. But I try not to talk too much about winning or losing in the past events. We just focus on the now. What we can do now, what we can control now, which is weight. Our effort and practice, and being coachable and getting better each and every day. I mean, there's the things, the factors that we can control. So we worry about those, not the wins and losses all the time.
Sure.
And, so I think, I'm excited going in this weekend and see where we are.
All right. You also mentioned that you've got this second group of guys that are going to be going to another tournament up in Washington and Lee. You've got a total of about 50 wrestlers in the program. You've got the varsity group, and then you've got a group of club program guys, and those guys are training to ultimately go to the nationals, the club nationals in March, I guess it is, and everything.
Yep.
So how many guys are you sending out to Washington and Lee this weekend?
We got about, I think we're going to have probably 15 guys go out there. Okay. So a pretty good contingent, going out there. And, I think we got a few guys in there that can win the thing,
And this is an individuals tournament, whereas the Virginia Duels is a dual meet format. These guys are going out for an individuals tournament where they can win their own title at their weight class, plus their points add up for a team title as well.
Exactly, yeah. Okay. And its tournament's gotten better every year. The first year we went to wasn't very good, but I think more teams. Now there's the varsity teams going there, so it'd be a good challenge for our guys. And like I said, I believe we have some guys who can go in there and do some damage and win the thing. So it'd be nice to win the Virginia Duels and that, But that's maybe being greedy, but I think our guys, the way we've been training, they should be ready to go.
Good. Well, we're excited about seeing what's going to happen this weekend. When do you leave for the duels?
We're going to leave. Tomorrow morning, or tomorrow like mid morning.
Thursday morning.
Yep.
Okay.
And get out there, get acclimated a little bit, and just get out of town for a little bit. The guys have been here for a week already, and it's quiet around here during the winter break. Obviously school hasn't started, so it'd be good to get out of town and just have a change of scenery and be ready to go.
Have a workout tomorrow night?
Probably something, something optional. Some guys don't really need to. We're going to work out probably before we go, and probably do something optional out there, and at least get on the mat, and get in the building. Some of the freshmen probably have never been there.
Sure. And your first match is Friday at 9.
Right.
And this is
Friday at 11.
Friday 11.
Yep.
This is a big venue because the Hampton Coliseum can hold up to I think maybe 10 or 12 mats.
Right.
And they have the national division will be going, the college division will be going, and then on top of that you have the high school division.
Three
different divisions there. So there's going to be a lot. Is this a good recruiting venue for you as well?
It's awesome. I mean, this is why we'll go every year. Just the fact that we can. Be around all these recruits and watch them wrestle and get a close up and watch them wrestle. And I think that's it's nice when you can kill. The problem with wrestling a little bit is the college season goes in line with the high school season.
Sure.
So it's very hard sometimes to get out, and especially if you're competing every weekend like we are the second semester, to get out and see these kids. So that's the hard part. But the nice thing about this is we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And I think more events should be like this, to be honest with you.
And they get to see you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
The wrestlers get to see you right there. They don't have to travel and everything. So, there's a lot of Virginia-based schools, high schools that will be there and everything. But then there's also a lot of Virginia colleges. You've got Ferrum's competing in this thing.
Right.
Virginia Tech's competing in this thing. Old Dominion. I was surprised to see that Virginia is not competing this year.
Right. Yeah.
They must be going to something else. So it's got to be a hotbed for recruiting for Kevin Dresser at Tech and the guys at old ODU.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously they recruit nationally, but there's some national teams there. It's mostly Virginia schools, but there's a lot of teams from out of state as well too. So I think it's definitely good. I think the reason I like it too is because it's a team-based event, so like you kind of build some team camaraderie, and team accountability, and I think that's nice to have. A lot of first part of the year is a lot of individual tournaments, so it's good to have some team stuff in there too. So.
Well, it's the time where you want to start building up towards that whole concept of, okay, we got to get to the regionals and everything.
Right.
And even though it's an individual tournament, try to get into the nationals. You still looking for that regional title and everything. And I know that Ferrum has been having a great year. I imagine that we're going to be one of the teams that should be a team to be watched at the regionals this year.
Yep, absolutely should be. I mean, we're competing. First part of the year is over, but we wrestled pretty well, and I think as long as we stay healthy, second half of the year we'll get better. So.
Sure. Well, listen, I know you've got a wrestling practice scheduled for a few minutes from now, and everything, so we won't keep it long and everything. We'll come back here in a week, talk a little bit about the Kreitzer Invitational, the WNL tournament, and we'll talk about the Virginia Duels and see how you guys did.
Yep.
Okay?
All right. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
Well, folks, that's a wrap. We'll see you in a week back here at Ferrum Wrestling 411. For Nate Yetzer, I'm Gary Holden. Have a great day. Thanks, Nate.
Thanks, Gary.